Hey everybody, welcome back to Eat and Talk. I'm Yusra, and today we have some very special guests, my dear friends Umar and Abdi from 1826 Academy.
Round of applause.
Yeah, a round of applause. Thank you guys so much for coming. Omar and Abdi are elite professional soccer, or as non-Americans like to say, football players. They both played for our Somali national team, which is amazing.
Yes, sir.
So I think they're really like one of the first real life like big celebrities that I've had on Eat and Talk.
What's this guy going on?
So both of them. So very excited, but I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Please, once again, state your names and also give a little bit about your background, where you guys are from. And thanks for coming.
My name is Umar Mohammed. I'm known by Umarani. First, I want to say thank you for having us, and I'm a big fan of this show. I told you that.
Thank you.
I'm from Ohio. Grew up in Ohio, and it was a pleasure playing professionally, and still, trying my best. I'm just very excited to be here, and hopefully we could, talk more about what's going on.
Yeah.
My name is Abdi Mohammed. I'm from Columbus, Ohio as well. This is a long time coming, but we're finally here with the show, and so we're excited to talk about us, talk about 1826 and what the future holds for us.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys both for coming. First, let's kind of get started since we included 1826 in the introduction. What is 1826 Academy?
What's so crazy? Obviously, a lot of people, when we say 1826, they think about the age group.
Right.
But it was just our jersey numbers.
Okay.
I wore 18 and Abdi wore 26. So we just kind of played around with it. We didn't want to call it Umar and Abdi's organization or anything like that. We just kind of wanted to, make it a little bit cool. And so we came up with the name. And so it's basically an academy. We have a lot of programs going on. We have a high school team. We have a semi-pro team. And also we have a Mogadishu in academy in Mogadishu. So it's a soccer program. We're trying to help the youth. We're trying to, hopefully our goal is to produce a lot of young athletes that's coming up from, North America. And that's our goal right now.
Yeah, and this is a thing that Umar and I didn't have growing up. And so we kind of want to, show the kids, the next generation, kind of like how to navigate through the system, through the footballing world, and hopefully produce some pros.
Yeah, that's amazing. So let's take it back a little bit. Tell me how you guys both got started with your journey in soccer and what led you to where you guys are today.
We started playing youth soccer at an early age, and me and Abdi were actually on the same youth team. So when we started doing that, it was kind of dope at first. We just wanted to just play for fun at first, and then we started becoming really good, and we realized where we could take it. And alhamdulillah, made my professional debut at 2016 when I was 19. So ever since then, we just had ideas of just kind of helping out the youth, and we always talked about it. So once we started developing as a professional athletes ourselves, and we started getting more opportunity, we started making more connections. That's where the idea of 1826 came about, so.
Yeah, so for me, I mean, like he mentioned, I also played club soccer. We grew up playing together, and then I think around U14, we went our separate ways. He went with the academy, and then I continued with the travel soccer. From then on, it was just looking to go to college for me. It was, huge with education for my family. And so thankfully, I got a scholarship to Ohio State. I was there for 3 years, and then I transferred to Akron University. And then from then on, I went to the MLS Combine and got drafted. And so obviously, there's a lot of different stages throughout my life that got me to this point. But, there are kids that, come from the same background as me that are going through that right now that kind of seem lost, and so we're kind of here just to help them.
Yeah. So break down the different tiers for me when it comes to soccer, because you mentioned club, you mentioned academy.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So what makes this 1826 so special is me and Abdi took different routes. Obviously he talked about his college journey. I went to junior college. So when I went to junior college, I stayed there for a semester, and then I went straight pro from there. And he went the 4-year route, got his degree, mashallah, So we always wanted to do something similar to that with our boys, and kind of everybody could take different journeys and somehow still meet. And we ended up meeting each other, playing professionally together, Greenville Triumph. So Club soccer I played and he played as well, and then I ended up going the academy route. Club soccer is very expensive, so me and Abdi, alhamdulillah, we were good. We did well, so you get like sometimes you get scholarships and things like that. So I ended up going to the academy route after that, and then went to junior college, and then went pro from there. And then Abdi's experience a little different.
Yeah, so there's many different levels now than there were back then. So back then it was, the club route, and then there was the academy route. The academy route was fully funded by the MLS teams, but the club route was more like, scholarship, and then sometimes parents would have to pay out of pocket, which can kind of get expensive. So from then on, you can go, college route, 4 year, 3 years, depending on, however many years you want to go to. And then after that, most players get invited to the combine, as I mentioned. Nowadays, it's a lot different. Majority of the players are playing what's called MLS Next or MLS Next, which is kind of like similar to what we had back then, which is academy. And then from then on, they go straight to either MLS or Europe or wherever their careers take them.
Okay, cool. So obviously, like you mentioned, sometimes the struggle of paying for soccer. Yeah. So if you don't get a scholarship, is it something you have to pay out of pocket, and how are people able to manage that?
I think it depends on a lot of things. It depends on the club. We were fortunate enough to have, an immigrant as a club owner in Les Shirley. He's pretty known in Columbus with Blast FC. So he kind of saw the talent that Umar and I and a lot of kids from Columbus had. And so when he saw players like that kind of, didn't have the backing of, their families, because obviously we were all immigrants back then. And so soccer wasn't really, a priority, it was education. And so he kind of let our payment slide. And so
that's amazing. Yeah, shout out to him. That's really, really
so
sweet.
That's like the route that some players go when they're, talented enough to kind of pursue the club route. And then when you get to the level where Umar decided to go the academy route, that's kind of funded through the MLS, which is a big organization. Multi-million organization.
I've heard of the MLS. Yeah.
So like they kind of fully fund all their academies. Pretty much all you have to do is just show up and train and be the best you can be.
And that's one of the reasons why we started 1826, because the pay to play in soccer in America is, it's a lot. So we wanted to like have those opportunities for our community, for our kids to have those opportunities to play in the next level where it's affordable, they get opportunity, the same opportunity that other people get. When we started it was kind of like, just that idea of like, man, if we can just make that, a little bit less, or even like find a way for our community don't pay like crazy money just to play in a high level. And alhamdulillah, that's our goal, and we're still working towards it.
Yeah. And so is 1826 Academy now fully functioning, established? Do you guys have players?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to hear about like, what was it like starting, and, what are the teams and where you guys are at now?
So right now we're in mainly 2 locations. We're based in Mogadishu, and then our main base is Minnesota. Umar can fully talk about the different programs and different players, but I know for sure we have a USL Premier team, and then a USL Division 1 team.
Yeah.
And the academy in Somalia.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you guys, find a base in Somalia and Mogadishu? Like, was that easy? Was it hard?
It was so crazy. Me and Abdi both played with the Somali national team. And I think after 2021, I went back home after a national team game, and I was like, I just want to go see what's like to be at home. And when I did that, I kind of got inspired by a lot of the kids playing outside, and I was like, man, wallah, these kids are like so inspirational to me. And I was like, man, inshallah, like the next time I come back, I'm gonna do something for them, whether if it's a camp, whether if it's something like that. So me and Abdi discussed a lot about it, and then I went back the next year with our boys that was trying out for the U20 national team, and I was like doing we were doing camps and stuff like that. And I was like calling Abdi, and I'm like, yo, I think we can start an academy here. And obviously, the funding and all that stuff comes into play. And, Abdi's a little bit more like, relaxed. And mashallah, Mida that we also work with was, everybody has their ideas of like, I don't know if you could do it, but wallah, we just decided to do it. And mashallah, we also had a girl working with us named Zainab, and she was like helping out a lot. So we were just like, what, we could do it as a group, we could do it as a family. And wallah, so many people contributed. And mashallah, wallah, is running well right now. We have a U9 program, we have a U12 program, and a U14. So we're trying to grow more.
Yeah.
And inshallah, that's the goal, you know.
Yeah, that's amazing. How about your program here in Minnesota?
So our program here was actually started like by a lot of people. We all came together and just had a mindset of like, you know what, if we do a semi-pro team, it's gonna give our kids to play more games, and also they're gonna get exposure. A lot of time we struggle with exposure. College coaches want highlights, and our boys don't usually have, you know, if you're not playing organized soccer, you can't send like you playing street soccer. So we wanted to have like organized soccer, and actually the idea came about with Sharif. You know, Sharif was like, hey, we should all get together and just like do a semi-pro team. And mashallah, Kimo, Mido, and Ayan Abdunur, who does well with us, you know, so who's been helping us out a lot from the beginning. We did a camp with the boys in 21, and we just had the same boys that did our camp be on the team. That's how we started. And alhamdulillah, last year we won Division 1. And by the way, guys, you should have pulled up to all the games.
I did pull up to a couple of games. I was there, fully supporting.
Yep. And that's where we're at right now, alhamdulillah, you know.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. I love to hear that. I kind of want to talk a little bit about, because it's super exciting, the fact that you guys got to play for the national team. You know, what were the highlights, what your experience was like? And I definitely want to talk about Umar, you scoring your goal and how you felt, you know, celebrating that. So yeah, how was that?
No, it was a dream come true for us. Obviously, you know, our parents are pretty close. Our families are really close. And so just having that opportunity to, you know, represent the motherland together at the same time was, you know, a dream come true. I think also the time before we kind of discussed playing for the national team, but we were at different stages in our lives, and I was in college, he was playing pro already. And so it just kind of made sense. That's the first year I became a pro to get that call from them and, you know, make it happen.
Yeah.
For me, it was honestly crazy because me and Abdi, we grew up together, and we were just like, you know, when we got the national team call up, it was like telling our family we're going, our home games are in Djibouti. So telling our family we're going to Djibouti to play games and stuff like that was just exciting. And, you know, when we went to the game, alhamdulillah, you know, I got to score for my national team, and it was a dream come true. And my uncle played with the national team, so a lot of ties in that. And just, well, it's just an amazing experience, you know, representing your country, and, you know, just hearing the national anthem, you know, well, you get goosebumps and stuff like that. So it's an amazing experience.
It's, I mean, obviously our country's been through a lot. And so this is the one thing that unites everybody. Just that one day that we play, you know, everybody's up at the crack of dawn, you know, just waiting for the game. And I remember when he scored, there was like I don't know if the cafe called, but everybody was just tuned in at the Pizza Hut or pizza shop.
Halal pizza.
Yeah, so it was like a place in Mogadishu, and just him scoring and just seeing everybody's reaction was amazing. So.
Who were you guys playing when you scored?
We were playing Zimbabwe, so
wow.
So it was,
that was exhilarating.
It was nice to score, but you know the results didn't go our way the first game. But
it's okay.
But yeah.
Just the feeling of scoring, and just the feeling of just to play, you know, nationally recognized, knowing that your community is like watching you at such a high level, like that's super exciting.
Yeah, you know, it's still kind of crazy sometimes. Like people still kind of remember that goal, and it's like it's a whole different. Like whenever people bring it up, I'm just a kid from Columbus, you know, that we're just like playing soccer for fun, and like you know, you get to represent your country, and people still remember that. It's it's a dope feeling.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, like within our culture, like soccer has been our biggest sport. Like that's the main sport for decades and decades that we've been following, you know? So I think that's really special. Do you think we're ever gonna qualify to play in the World Cup? Are we gonna see you guys in the World Cup?
I hope.
Inshallah.
It's a dream. It's a dream for every kid to play in the World Cup. So obviously we're heading towards the right direction right now with the recruiting, with the coaching, and just, you know, the resources overall. But we have a very good, you know, group that's going to be playing here in AFCON soon. And then also just a bunch of guys in their primes right now over in Europe.
Yeah, that's
Abdi's humble. He's not gonna say it, but he's actually going to the national team that's coming up right now.
Right. Yes, so I was waiting for him to say that. I didn't want to break the news, but I was like, that's so exciting. And when is that again?
That's I leave next week, inshallah.
Next week, inshallah. Wow, that's amazing.
We gotta tune in and watch all the games.
Oh, we're gonna watch. I am so excited. No, that's really exciting. So what are some things that, like, what are some key takeaways that you guys took from playing for the national team that you guys now utilize in your own academy? Like, were there, you know, because I'm sure you guys develop more skills, or not even skills, but you guys just take away different things from playing on such a big national base. Like, what things did you guys take with you for 1826 Academy?
For me personally, I feel like, you know, it's a different feeling representing your country. And so just the stage that you're at, how many eyes are on you, is a lot different than when you play for your club team. And so you can't really, sometimes you do take what you train at your club level to the national team, but at times it's more just like you're training with guys that are from different countries that speak a different language that you've never met before, that you just, see at a camp. And so you just have to like mesh well with the chemistry, have the right vibes, and just, hopefully just represent in a good way.
Okay.
For me, it's just like, I actually like whatever club I play for, I try to like steal ideas from. Like for example, playing with the national team, even with the 1826, most of our boys are Muslim, so we get into the huddle and we always read the Fatiha.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So I kind of stole that idea from the national team, and also just Somali Nimo, that all our boys on 1826 mostly are Somali. So just bringing all Somali boys together, playing together, and just having that family unit. It's a different feeling. You go to club, it's nice. You're playing for different people, like different countries. Everybody's from different places. But you go to the national team, we're all Somali at the end of the day, and that's amazing. So that's what we kind of wanted to do with 1826 as well.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So with 1826, like, do you guys have any success stories or any players that maybe are going like professional or made it to a certain club or higher academy or college or anything?
Yeah, we have a handful of college players. We have Mohamed Sheikh at Ohio Dominican, Bilal Hirsi at UMass right now, and one of our biggest success stories is Hassan Galbo right now. He's with Greenville Triumph. He was our first pro player signed. That's our former team. And some more news, he's actually going to be going to the national team camp with me as well.
Wow, that's exciting. Big things for 1826.
I'm about to be watching the game.
Big things for 1826. We got two 1826 stars that are going to be playing national. That's amazing. And congratulations to him also for, you said Greenville?
Greenville, yeah.
That's amazing, mashallah. That's so
exciting.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what are some ways that the community can support, and why is it important for them to support? Like, what makes you or sets you aside from other, Somali soccer youth organizations?
The first thing I want to say, to just supporting 1826 would just be like, just coming to our game, or just following our social media page.
18x26 Academy. We'll put the link and everything on our social media and YouTube.
For sure. I would say we're not just a soccer club. Honestly, we're a family. We try to have all our boys always be together. Somali Nimo, and just showing like character building. Honestly, like if it wasn't for soccer, I don't know where I would be. So soccer is not just a sport where you just kick around with us. It's more than that. We just bringing the boys together, doing character building, teaching, and there's so many things so many lessons I've learned through soccer. One of the biggest lessons was I remember when I was younger, I was always a shy kid, right? So I would want to shake my coach's hand and I wouldn't look him in the eye, and he just kind of taught me how to be a man. So I think obviously having your father is big, and then also your coaches is his second father. That's what I would say. So us
amazing.
being like in the mentors, coaches, and also we have a great coach named Amin. Mashallah, he does a great job with the boys. So he's UEFA licensed. So like things like that. You have guys like that have understanding of soccer, but also understanding as people. So that's key.
Yeah, that's amazing.
No, I think he mentioned most of it, but I feel like one of the biggest ways our community can support is just, as you said, show up to the games. Growing up, I remember our parents are pretty busy, and so we would just look at the sidelines, and majority of the parents there are the opponent's parents or our teammates' parents. And so when you have a kid that's playing a sport, for example, in 1826, and we have a home game, it'd mean a lot to have that parent at the game. Just it means a lot for the kid. Just looking in the stands and just seeing his parents, his sisters or siblings, and just the community backing him. Goes a long way.
One of the crazy things was actually, I know Yusra was at that game, the final game that we had. I was coaching. Obviously, losing the game doesn't feel good, but wallah, at the end of the game, I was just looking at the crowd and it just seemed packed with Somali people. Wallah, it just made me feel like so inspired to just keep going, and also for our boys, just getting that support. I know in the group chat they're always texting, "Oh, we got a lot of fans coming to the game today." So it's always, it's always nice, to have that. So inshallah, next year, this season is coming up. Actually, we'd like to have more people to come and more people to support for sure.
Yeah, no, we have to come up and show and support. And speaking of supporting, a huge way that you guys can support is attending you guys' first fundraiser, which is going to be this Ramadan, inshallah, on March 21st. You guys are holding a iftar fundraiser. So talk a little bit about, your fundraiser and where, how people can donate, and why it's important for them to do that, and how it's going to pour back into you guys' organization.
One of the biggest thing is for us in 1826. Honestly, we don't like to charge our boys for trainings or anything like that. So we have to pay for a lot of things like field rentals, equipment, a lot of things that just need to be as an organization to be sustainable. So all our programs are pretty much free. So we have an Intro to Soccer program. We have our kids in Mogadishu that we help out. So there's so many things that we need help with. So one of the biggest thing is like for the fundraisers, we're selling tickets right now. So tickets are online, or we'll physically have them too. You can DM us on the Instagram page, especially if you're in the Minnesota area. So if any way you guys could support, that would mean a lot to us, for sure.
No, I think with the fundraising dinner, whatever we get is going to go a long way. We have a lot of programs, a mentorship program that we just started. Most of the funds are going to be going directly to the teams that we have, the UPSL team, the kids back in Mogadishu. And so aside from coming hungry to the iftar dinner, because of their wallets.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's going to be amazing. So 1826 Academy fundraiser, which is going to be on March 21st, which is a Saturday, from 6 to 9. And that's going to be at the Zawadi Center in Bloomington, inshallah. So very excited. A little bit about the programs. Tell us a little bit about the different programs.
Actually, one of the biggest programs that right now I'm kind of excited about, we have an Intro to Soccer program, and we've been doing every Saturday. Sharif is the coach, and he does a wonderful job. Well, I just seen the kids running around. It's from 7 to 12. Sometimes we have like little kids that come out at 6. So it's been really, really fun just to get them out to play. One of the biggest things that we have as a problem in the community is, especially nowadays in this generation, when it's cold outside, everybody's just home playing video games. So the program is pretty much free. We just let the kids come and play. And it's been really fun right now. So, and then we have our high school program right now that's kind of been on the start, and like we've been doing it for a long time, a little bit, but just been like just doing a team right now with them. And then we have the UPSL boys. So our high school boys, if they do well, they get to move up to the UPSL boys. So next year our goal is we want to have both teams kind of playing like JV varsity kind of thing. And in order to do that, we need a lot of help. So
yeah.
So that's our programs right now, and inshallah we want to do an Eid tournament as well after Ramadan for the high school boys only. The biggest thing that we kind of forget is when we do tournaments is mainly for the older boys. So we try to just focus on the youth. And one thing that kind of helped me and Abdi was staying out of trouble was just like being busy with soccer. And I remember we would have like tournaments during the weekend, and like you have to sleep early, and then you got to go to the tournament from Indiana, come back to Ohio, all these things. So by the time you come home, you're pretty much tired, and you got no time to do anything. So we want to keep the kids busy as much as possible.
I love that. Yeah.
We also have a mentorship program that I mentioned. That's pretty much more like a hands-on program where we kind of meet on a monthly basis, and it's mainly for our collegiate players and our pro players, or players that are at the level where they need to make a jump. And so we kind of help with mentoring, whether it's school, whether it's football, and then with guys like
did you say footy?
Yeah,
is that like a term for football or soccer?
Slang, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
So guys like Hassan, like whenever he has a game, he wants to watch a film session, and he'll kind of hit me up, hit Chemo up, and we'll just kind of go over his film and just talk about what he did well, what he did, not so well, and then what he can improve on. So little stuff like that. And if they would just want to like talk, that's what that program is for, just to kind of, be there for them and just have like an outlet to talk to.
Wow. That's amazing. And like, I want you guys to kind of like really, emphasize that it's more than just soccer, and the fact that you're making room outside of like this is just playing a sport. Like you guys are able to provide that mentorship, that brotherhood, the coaching, and like you said, like I think it's very important when providing something for the youth to do. Do you feel like these type of programs kind of help kids or steer them from getting in trouble or from distractions and stuff like that, and why do you think that these type of things are actually like impactful?
I think obviously the more time you're away from wanting to do what you want to do, the better in life you're gonna go. I feel like when you're spending time, you know, training. Say you come back from school and you're training for a couple hours and you go home, you're probably going to be tired. You're probably going to be hungry. So that's going to be another hour or two right there. Just you relaxing at home rather than being outside. And so I think the more time we kind of have them, you know, together with guys that or with people that, you know, share the same interests as them and just same goals, I feel like they're going to kind of see that and be like, okay, maybe I want to, you know, all my life to go a certain way and just, you know, lead them to the right path. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, too, one of the biggest thing is like, you know, just our kids having inspiration. There's so many like Somali soccer players that's coming out right now. You know, guys like Taha Ali, who's, you know, inshallah soon to be playing in Champions League, you know, things like the Europa League. So a lot of people are looking up to those guys, and inshallah we want to help, you know, those next generation to not only just be great soccer players, but also be great people. And, you know, so if we can do that, well, that's the best thing you could do in life, I think, other than just being a soccer player.
Yeah, that's amazing. So let me ask you guys this. If you guys weren't playing soccer, what would you guys be doing?
Honestly,
I love asking that question.
I don't know. I feel like I would probably do something with a sport, like coaching or something.
Okay, so you would still be in some
yeah.
sort of athletics
'Cause
department.
my degree was in sport industry, so like whether
okay.
it's, you know, marketing, something with sports.
Okay.
I kind of want to stay within that genre.
Okay.
For me, I dealt with a lot of injuries, so I'll probably be a physical therapist or something.
Trainer, huh?
Shout out Training House, for real.
Better
I love that.
That's my people, man, for real. I'll probably be a physical therapist for sure.
Yeah.
You know, the last 3 years I haven't been playing, so been dealing with injuries and all that. So I'll probably be like, you know, they help me do through all the little ropes and all that stuff. So I'll probably be a physical therapist.
Yeah, I love that. So like, you know, when people go through injuries, especially like younger players in the start of their careers, obviously that can take a toll on like your mental health. What are some ways that you guys stay motivated during the times you're not playing, and continue to stay on that momentum?
Yeah, for me, I kind of try and keep a, you know, strict kind of like itinerary or a schedule, just around my injury or whatever I have going on at that time. So like I kind of have the same routine, get in early, you know, get my treatments, get my rehab. And then afterwards, just instead of going home and sleeping, just kind of staying and doing some extra work. But obviously, the more time you're around the sport, the more it's going to be on your mind that you're not playing. And so you're going to be overthinking a lot of things. And so trying to get an outlet or like somebody to talk to. For example, our mentoring program, if one of our players has, you know, an injury, they have that program to kind of, you know, use and utilize. So most teams that I've played with have like sports psychologists that you can talk to. And so I utilize that a lot. And just, you know, family, friends. So Amr and I, whenever we were in Greenville, we lived together. And so whenever one of us was hurt, we used the other to just kind of like talk and, you know, go on walks. As cliche as that sounds, just like, you know, use each other to, you know, calm each other down.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. I think the other thing that I would say is like just waiting for your moment. You know, as an athlete, I feel like we all want to like jumpstart our career and do well. And we like, you know, nowadays we have social media. We have players looking at other players and like looking at their success. So I would just say just waiting for your moment, and it's gonna happen differently for everybody. You know, I remember this year Abdi was playing a game against Algerian, which is like, you know, we're all big fans of Riyad Mahrez and things like that. And, you know, he got the opportunity. So I look at it, see if he got it, I got it too.
Right.
So, you know,
I know. I love that.
So we just, you know, just supporting each other. Honestly, I think with time and you just wait for your moment, it's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, at least my brother got it. You know, that's how I look at it.
Exactly.
I think one other thing is players tend to rush back from injuries, especially from our community. You know, you can have a rolled ankle.
We have no patience. I know that's you, Omar. I already know.
2 weeks and then they want to play again. So that's kind of how you injure yourself a little bit more. And so just taking that time to fully get back like 100% and then just go at it from there.
Okay, that's awesome. You guys also, do you guys only support male athletes, or do you guys also support female athletes?
That's another one of our success stories.
Okay. It is Women's International Month, so I just, you know. Today's a Women's International Day, but it's Women's History Month, I should say,
No, well, mashallah. I mean, we have a great female athlete. Her name is Adna. She's playing college soccer at Barn College. She's doing a wonderful job. And one of the things, the way we recruited her her was actually kind of crazy. She's a family friend. Known her, and we used to travel to London to see. There's a semi-pro club called Hilltop, which was inspirational to me because they had a female soccer and then they had the male soccer semi-pro. And I went to go watch their game, and she was doing a wonderful job. And I was like, big fan of hers, and contacted with coaches, and then alhamdulillah right now she's playing college soccer in Kansas, so we support her a lot, and we're hoping to inshallah help her more and do more stuff like that, and maybe hopefully when she comes down here in the spring, maybe do a girls camp where she could run it, so we want to support as much as we can with the female athletes as well.
I love that. I think that's so amazing that you guys are able to provide like a platform for also like young women athletes in our community that are like Somali women, because it's not as common, and there are a lot of phenomenal Somali women athletes, but they just don't have as easy as a pathway as like young men do. So for you guys to also support them and try to create programs for them is so beautiful.
Yeah, it's never been done before. On this side of the pond. So I feel like when you have a story like Edna's, like little girl's gonna look up to her. So hopefully they see that, and with the camp coming up, hopefully we have a lot of girls gonna be kicking around.
Yeah, they might even be better than the boys. Who knows? You guys should play a tournament or something, and we can see it.
For sure.
Yeah. No, that's so amazing. I really am such a huge fan of you guys in 1826 Academy. So I really appreciate you guys for sharing your story and your programs. If a kid wants to sign up or a parent is interested in joining or having their kid join 1826, how can they contact you? What are the tryouts like? Like, how does that work?
So especially like for our high school program is pretty much open right now. We do a lot of trainings for them, and we try to invite as much as we can, and we have a lot of kids DM us. You can also go to the website and sign up for our Intro to Soccer program. We'll have level 1, level 2. If your kid never played soccer, he can still come and be part of level 1. And we want to be open to a lot of our athletes to just come out and play, especially at that young age. For our high school program, we have tryouts and things like that. That's always going on, and we're always willing to just especially Chemo, me, Sharif, we go to a lot of high school games, and Crimsy as well, so he does a wonderful job, and he always, my friend Crimsy always sends me a soccer athlete that he sees that I play in high school soccer. He'll send me his videos, and we all take the time to watch the videos and to try to rate the kids and see how good they are, and we invite them to training, and so far it's been working for us, and we've been having a lot of great talent come out, and inshallah, you guys will see a lot of good players coming out of our organization, our academy, and that's the goal.
We also have an individual training program on our website that I'm going to mention, so you can go there and kind of have a one-on-one session with one of the coaches, whether it's Umar, whether it's Chemo, Sharif, anybody. And so you can kind of tailor that to what you want. If you want to focus on dribbling, if you want to focus on any area of your skill set that you want to focus on, you can kind of pick and choose on the website.
Yeah, so you can enhance your footy. I'm so sorry.
You're using
I'll never get over that term. I'm gonna start calling soccer footy now. That's so funny.
It's way easier to say for sure.
Yeah, it is. No, that's awesome. What is one last piece of advice for maybe someone who wants to start a soccer youth camp, or someone who just wants to start playing the sport or anything like that? What piece of advice would you guys give?
I would just say a lot of times as human, when we feel uncomfortable, we don't try things. And even especially coming from me, I was one of those guys that didn't want to talk in front of people. And, here I am doing a podcast today. So
which, by the way, you guys, not even just this podcast, because this is just us, but public speaking and just putting himself out there, networking. I'm just come a long way, mashallah. We're very proud of him.
I would just say a lot of the kids, just be if you're uncomfortable, just come out and just try it. Just come play, and eventually you'll get used to it, and you'll have fun, and you'll make a lot of friends. Just playing soccer, we have so many friends that we made, and also and it's always fun just to play against your brothers and be with your brothers. And most of our athletes are Somali and East African, so it'll be you can just come out and play and you'll enjoy for sure.
No, as big of a sport soccer is, it's played all over the world, but the sport in itself is very small. If you know one person, there's a good chance that you guys know somebody else that plays a sport. And so I think you make a lot of different, relationships playing soccer. And at the end of the day, it's, just having fun. And so no matter what level you're at, just giving it a try and just having a smile while you do it.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you guys once again for coming on Eat and Talk. To everybody who was watching, again, March 21st, Saturday at the Zawadi Center. By the way, shout out to the Zawadi Center and Nomadic Cafe located in Bloomington for their tea on this episode. Please come check out 1826 Academy fundraiser. And you can support by donating money, and the tickets can be sold on their Instagram and website through their Eventbrite link, which we will link on our social media and our YouTube channel in this episode. So we hope to see you guys there, and you guys can come and get their autographs. Is there gonna be like merch? Like, can we get, first of all, show this stuff.
Sure,
like the 1826. That's a crew neck sweater, and he does need to give me one, and I'm really salty. I feel like he didn't bring it on purpose, but so I got a jersey. I didn't know I had a jersey. I don't have a jersey. It's new to me. Everything is new to me. Everything is new to me. But you know what? We'll talk about that off camera. So anyways, yes, that's how you can support them, 1826 Academy, and come out to the games, inshallah, after Ramadan, ba'da Ramadan. Come watch them play, and they can follow the schedule once again on Instagram and the website, right? To see how you guys can come play. So come support and get your jersey signed, and these fellas are good looking, ladies. So also we'll link their Instagrams as well, because I know you guys will be asking, inshallah. And Umar is based right now in Minnesota, and you're still in Ohio, right? Columbus, so you're working in Columbus. So you're working more directly with the youth in Columbus. Umar is working directly with the youth here in Minnesota, and both of you guys are working collaboratively with Mogadishu. So that's really amazing. So thank you guys for supporting our youth and our young boys and young women. I always say we love to invite you back to the podcast, so we'd love to hear where you guys are, especially when you get back from the national team. We need to do a follow-up interview. I want to hear the stories, and you guys better take us to the World Cup.
And shout out to my brother Nubian Lab. He's been helping us out for sure. He's been our sponsor last year, so I want to say a big shout out to him.
Big shout out to him. Yes, thank you. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next episode. Bye.